Hello, I'm Mitch Penal, and today I bring you another video. Today, I'm revisiting Jesus, my model is very weird today. I'm revisiting a project that I haven't touched in over a year. The only problem is that I'm at the point of this project where it's like, I will use it for scrap. And that project is specifically Horus Lupercal, my old one. Now, for it, there are many ways I could fix it. I'll be honest, there are many ways I could fix it, but I'm not gonna. The main reason is because the paint I used was horrendous. So I'm just going to start from scratch and scrap the old one. So I am going to have my redemption arc, rebuilding my Horus Lupercal for the Emperors Heresy. So, I'm glad you all tuned in, and I hope you guys enjoy. Before we get into it, I do ask that if you do like this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video. And if you've enjoyed this channel for a little while, go check out my Discord down below. I'm trying to build a community, so just seeing people there would be great. And if not, that's okay. Alright, enough of the sappy monologue stuff. Let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy.
Warhammer, unofficial story, the Emperors Heresy. Disclaimer, Emperors Heresy is a Daunian heresy.
Starting this kitbash, I grabbed my Abaddon the Despoiler kit. Now, originally I was going to try and make something a little bit different to my standardized idea. Originally I was going to try and make the second Primarch, but ended up going against that and decided to make this a redemption video instead. So, starting off, I put Abaddon more or less to the kit. With the only changes is dechaosifying it heavily and swapping out the weapon. Using this chainsword, this will be the donor hand. Now, taking the front of the Chaos Terminator armor, I remove the spikes and start dechaosifying this kit. Why is my thing not working? I do not know. But yeah. Slowly doing that, and then taking this green stuff Aquila chestplate I made, using the Space Wolves, Terminators, Space Wolf Terminators, and a sculpted head. I can't remember where I put that sculpted headpiece, but sculpted wolf head, but I know it's there now. Now I slowly add a little bit of super glue before it dries. I quickly align it so it sits correctly on the chest, correctly, and isn't off-centered. It is centered, it is on. The only problem is this chaos sigil here was going to be a pain, so I just filled it in with more super glue. I do use a little too much, so I do scrape it back and clean it up that way, but other than that, it worked out really well. I dechaosify the Storm Bolter. Would it be a Storm Bolter? The Horus's Talon, bolter, dual bolters. I dechaosify them by removing the Chaos Skulls, glue them together, and then stick them on the Gauntlet. Well, Lightning Claw, I guess it actually is. Then I take off the very few chaosy details of his Gauntlet's backing and just glue that together, and that's good enough because, let's be honest, it looks perfectly fine. Now, my original idea was to take some Terminator legs and try and use them, but they were just too small, so I opted for the next best thing, taking Abaddon's normal legs and shaving them back slowly, and a lot better this time. I also removed the arm, specifically the left arm, because I'm going to repose that a little bit. Attaching the back plate so I can get an idea of how I'm putting this thing together and how I'm going to reoppose this arm. I do remove the cable because it gets in the way. If I had some like wire or cable, like a posable cable, I would absolutely put some more cable in, but I don't, so unfortunately we'll have to suffer there. But I make do with what I have. I attach the Horus's talons to the model, remove the like little shoulder stub that holds the shoulder up, and readjust the shoulder, the arm, to where it fits. I also shave off anything of Chaos iconography off the belt buckle, even though you won't see the belt buckle as easily, as I'll just cover it up with another piece. I realized I was going down the same path I did for my original Horus by trying to preserve the small little eye on it. In the end, I just cut it off. I gave up on the eye and just cut it off. Simple, easy, done. After shaving down the shoulder pads, or the shin pads I guess, I sanded them down and made it nice and pretty. Then using a Crux Terminalis from a Terminator, I just sprue glue that onto the left shin pad. Works out really well, and actually I don't mind it. Maybe I could have done something different, but for what it is, I'm quite happy with it, and it looks really nice when painted up. Now you'll notice with the right shin pad, I left the skull on it. I just think it's Imperium enough, so it doesn't need too much fiddling with. I just had to shave off the like actual star, or like the arrows of chaos. I removed the head, like all the headpiece from the inner sanctum, because I'm going to change out the head. Now, most people are used to seeing Horus with hair, without hair. I've seen so many artworks of Horus with hair, and I actually kind of like it. So I'm going to give Horus some hair. He returns from chaos and he wants to change. He knows he's been remembered as the bald War Master. So he wants to make a change for the better of the Imperium. In doing so, he grows some hair. I feel like that's a good little lore bit, and it works out well enough for me. I built up his cape. Now, I don't know if I messed up how the cape goes on or not, but I couldn't get it to sit right, and I don't know why. I do understand that I am using an incorrect shoulder pad, but that's fine. Now, originally I was going to chop the entire end of that fur off that shoulder pad, but ended up not doing it and putting it on the other side, kind of matching the silhouette. I'm sort of copying what Captain Titus has, but he's got furs on both shoulder pads. Only difference is that Horus has a more ruggedy, gruffy fur coat or collar, I guess. Using that chainsaw from earlier, I shaved down the hand and fit it in to the socket where the hand sits. Now I do make some changes to it because I'm gonna angle it a bit more. But how I attach the mace is just pinning, simple pinning. I test the shoulder pads to see how they fit. I like how they fit. I mean, the issue is that the cape swoops up. Now I don't know if I don't think I set it on the model right. I don't mind the gap, but it's there is some issues, but that's fine. I can overlook them. I can adjourn the issues to it being a difference of shoulder pads and how the fur is placed. I take Lionel Johnson's Iron Halo. I had a spare one and I slapped that on the back of him just to make him a bit more imperial for the Imperium. Now originally I was going to use that bald head there with the Mark 7, I think it is, Mark 7 helmet. It's got the big vent on the front, the firstborn one. I ended up swapping that out for the head option, which is a Primaris Intercessor's head, I believe. Yes it is. I do very small adjustments here and there just to make everything fit and look nice. I don't want this model to, well again, look very nice the way I want it. I have no idea what I'm doing there. I think, yeah, it was attaching the pistol and wolf head, and this is how it ended up. It is a much better attempt of what I was doing than I did originally, and I am very happy with it. Now, let's get into the longer section of this video, where it's me painting. Let's start with Army Painter Matte Black to sort of singleize the black paints, because I used a black primer, so I may as well use a color that I can freely use to continue painting. Sort of using the Pete the Wargamer. Pete the Wargamer's sort of beginning steps. As he does this every time he paints, uses a black primer, he sprays with a black paint to make it a little bit easier to correct any mistakes if they come around. Premium color, white color. It's a white primer. I don't know why it's named that, it is just named that. Now I use this to establish highlights and sort of a base coat as well. Mainly highlights though. A lot of brown and grey. Now, I'm wet blending. The browns don't really matter. You can use a much darker or lighter brown if you wish to. I use lots of brown, put a little bit of black in the top, and just mixed it around and then added different browns into it, and then a grey at the end for like the rocky outcroppings. Just to make this a little bit nicer and how I want it. It is just all in the name of getting this looking earthy. Army Painter Matte Black. I go about all the chaosy bits on this base and anything mechanical with black. I also believe I hit the leg with black. I actually really like Rebute's base. The only thing I don't like is that it has that eagle head on it. I understand it's supposed to be like a Imperial Palace's ruins, or like some Imperial fort's been demolished. Model Air US Desert Armor. I use this for the skulls, but it's not a very big fan of mine, so I just took it away and just strapped the leg there. Using US Desert Armor, I basically anything that's bone or bony in some way. Now picking them out is kind of hard because I am, again, colorblind, so it's trying to find shapes. Now I'm shade blind, so I can see this stuff, it's okay-ish. This I cannot see very well. So I do use references of the camera and using high saturation to see this a bit better. Because the more saturated something is, the more distinct it becomes. But I get, after so long of painting, you kind of get an idea of how where things should go and how it should be. Using a light grey, I do it again. I just added more white to my grey. That's literally all I did. Using this to try and hit just the edges. I also hit part of the Chaos Marine, just to give it some subtle shading. Now I can see that pretty well, but it's a little tricky. Model Air Ivory. I use this to re-establish some highlights into the bones. Now Ivory is actually, I can see this pretty alright. It is a bit of a like squinter. Like if I squint it helps, but pretty easy. It's kind of bold, works out alright. But yeah, I just use this as a highlight color for the bones, and then I'll come in with a wash to kind of like make it all mix a bit better. Citadel Layer Techless Blue. I use this for my Kroot. I'm going to use basically my Kroot recipe for blue Kroot on this Chaos. Well, it's a Kroot leg, but it's chaos. Anything is chaos if you think hard enough. It's chaos. But I'm going to make it like a oh, what are they called? The little demons from Space Marine 2, the Zinch demons. I can't remember their names. Game color Electric Blue. I use this as a highlight color. I could not see this for the life of me. This one was so hard. That's why it doesn't make sense how I'm highlighting it, because I could not see it. Army Painter Soft Tone. I use this to wash all the bones, so to help mix it all together, and the armor of the Chaos Marine. Simple, easy, nothing too hard. Just kind of dulling things down, and now this is kind of the area where I just like give up on trying to see things and just see what kind of looks alright. Army Painter Flesh Tone. I go about it because I didn't feel like they look bony enough. So adding some weathering aged look to them actually helped a lot. So to be fair, these skulls are in very good condition for being on a battlefield. Like there's no meat, there's nothing on them. Like Games will actually really do some like gory, meaty, fleshy bone bits. Citadel Beast, Caldor Sky in wash form. I use this to try and re-establish some shade, because I can see this against it because it's dark enough that you can like, it's a different tone, so I can see it all right. And it actually surprisingly worked out really well in the end. I love washes and shades because they just help. Well, they're so easy to see. Army Painter Matte Black. I go back in to re-establish the dark colors in case I overwashed, over-painted. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean. Painted over bits I wasn't supposed to. And I use a dark wash. I don't know why I put matte black. Oh no, it is matte black with water. That's why. That's right. I remember now. If you can't tell, it's really late. Citadel Beast Dryad Bark. I use this to do my favourite recipe of gold, which is a half and half of true metallic and non-metallic, using the brown as the darkest recesses, and then adding metallics to it to make it nice and bright, to brighten it up. It is my favourite and easiest way to do some metallics, especially gold. It's my favourite to do gold. Citadel Beast Dryad Bark. Game color Glorious Gold. Now with this layer, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to like. Best thing is just avoid the edges. It is kind of the best way to go about it. Avoid the edges, and it looks freaking great. Game color Glorious Gold. I use this at the highest spots, and along the line I originally drew with the grey to kind of establish highlights. It looks good. I like it. It works out really well. Mostly just tap the raised edges and like follow the tracks along where anything would realistically shine with light. It works out well and it makes it pop. Game color, moon yellow. I use this on this like cable thing just to make some hazard stripes. Why they're there, I don't know. Maybe some Iron Warriors are here with the Black Legion, which in my Emperors Heresy are Ultramarines as a standard. The Black Legion are the sons of Gilliman. Or should I say, the sons of the Despoiler. Go check out that video, that one there is a great one. Citadel Base Lead Belcher. I go about just hitting all the metal parts that I want a silvery color with this, which is like the exposed bits of the armor, the cables, a little bit more of like the damage of the armor. Just like greeblies and things, nothing crazy. Just enough to establish what things are. Blackwash, or the infamous blackwash, always good for everything. And I put it on everything. If you can't tell, right now it is currently 10 PM on Sunday. This video is going to be up by Monday. I'm cutting it very close. Citadel Technical, Blood for the Blood God. Citadel Contrast, Blood Angels Red. I use this to make a very vibrant, bloody color. Like it's a fresh wound or something like that. And I like the look of it a lot. Not much you say about it, it's just blood effects. Citadel Base Lupercal Green. I use this to base coat the entire cape. Front and back. Well, I say base coat, more just... I base the back of it, and then the front of it I kind of just like hit anything that's dark. All the dark areas get Lupercal Green. I could have just gone over all over the base, but I'm like, nah. Probably would have made the cape look a little nicer. Citadel Layer Thuns of Horus Green. I use a stippling motion to cover the entire cape with it, avoiding the darkest areas to just keep that contrast. Because these are two very different shades of green, they are really nice to look at. And then using Sons of Horus Green again, just to re-establish the highlights, which was a tad bit tricky, but I managed it. I also do it to the loincloth as well. Army Painter Matte Black. I use this to go over the armor and just like establish trim, and that's really it, because this is the Lupercal, which is the Lunar Wolves, which well, I'm going off the Horus Heresy scheme, because that was back when Horus was a part of the Imperium. No, not the Horus Heresy, before the Heresy. The Lunar Wolves were black, were black and white. So, no, white and black, and so I followed that. Many light browns. I use the same technique I did with the base on the furs. The only difference is that I do dull these down with a lot of black wash to make them look nicer and grungy. Like they're old and have seen the testament of war. I also did wet blend them together so they make a nicer texture and look to them. It turns out wet blending works really well. Citadel Base Dryad Bark. I use this to establish the hairs. The hairs? The hair. Yes. Yes. I take my time with it. Slowly but surely, I get it all in there to fit and look nice. Black wash. I do several coats of this just to get it all grungy over the period of painting. because I keep getting like, oh, it looks alright, and it's like, it's not dark enough. Then I go again, it's not dark enough, and I continuously do that until I'm happy with it. I also do this black wash all over the armor to kind of like panel line and just give it a bit more grunginess. Because I don't feel the Imperium are going to give like Horus the best treatment, considering he was the lead ringmaster of Army Painter Matte Black, Game Color Glorious Gold. I don't feel like the Imperium would give Lupercal the treatment he deserves anymore, considering he was fallen, I guess is the best term for it. A fallen Primarch, returned to the light, but redemption is deemed by action, not by status, so he'll have to earn his rights back. Model Air US Desert Armor. I use this for the bones again, because mainly the skull. I think I do his knuckles, if I remember correctly. I don't think I did. I can't remember. I'm tired, but yeah. I probably could have done more skulls. There are quite a few on this model, but I didn't. Because now looking at it, I did the knee pad, the skull hanging from his belt. I could have done the Crux Terminatus and the Crux Terminatus on his pelt that's acting like a pin. And then his like skulls on his fingers, or knuckles I mean. Citadel Base Lead Belcher. I use this for all the steel parts of Lupercal, mainly his claws. The talons of Horus. Along with the chain, some of the servo bits that you can see. The mace, yeah, there's like panels and things, anything that could benefit from a little bit of silver. Army Painted Tan Flesh. I'm trying a new recipe for skin. It's going to be tan flesh, and I'm going to add a wash in between the layers. Now, anyone that's watched this channel before will know I don't usually use washes on the faces, other than flesh tone, but this time I thought I'd try something a little bit different. I do mess up the face, so I do come off the camera to just get to smaller edges. Citadel Contrast Frost Heart. I use this with a lot of water to water it down into sort of a wash, pretty much, and just wash it all over the claws, because this again is a lightning claw. Yeah, it's a lightning claw. And I also do it to the power mace, because again it's a power mace, so it may as well have some glowy bits. I could have done lightning actually, but eh. Game Color Glorious Gold. I use this to re-establish the highlights of his weapons, his gear. Just adding that saturation and just niceness to it. In the skulls, the crux. I do come back and do his chest and his secondary pin. Army Painter Warlock Purple. I use this as a wash over the face to add a little bit more colour to it. Like he's a bit more lively again. Other than that pale face that we're all used to. So I like the look of it. Letting that dry, I come back in. I use Army Painter Leather Brown to dry brush some more texture into the fur. I'm a bit over the place. I'm all over the place when I do this stuff, so I definitely come back and probably make some. I did make my first like tutorial short for my drones I do. So I might come back and just do the same for the cape, fur, or whatnot, if anyone likes it. Citadel Contrast Striking Scorpion Green. I hit the center of his like pin or I can never remember the name of it. It's the cape clasp. It's like what they use to clip it on. I also do it to the eye of the lenses of his helmet that are just sitting on his hip. Yes, I did use the Space Wolves helmet because Lunar Wolves, Space Wolves, close enough. Army Painter, Barbarian Flesh. I use this to come back in and re-establish some extra colour. Brighten up his brow and his cheeks. So his face and all. Make it look all nice and lively. That's kind of my goal for this dude. I just want him alive. If he looks alive, he's perfect. If he doesn't, it's not good enough. Model Air Aged White. I add this into the mixture of the Barbarian Flesh just to establish a more elderly appearance, I guess. Because I feel like Horus has been around a lot longer than he's supposed to. He's been out of the darkness of chaos for a while, because he's got a full head of hair now. So that takes a while to grow. So he's a bit more aged. Like, he's no longer the immortal god he was. So let's go into the reveals. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribing and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. Horus the Lupercal returns to humanity in the Emperors Heresy. And I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!